Hello, this video is going to be about the King of Siam's garden. This archway is to Weston's yard. That's Weston's yard behind me. Just come through it, looking, and in front of me is north. I'm going north, maybe slightly north west. Anyway, go through here and then turn. I'm about to show you where the King of Siam's garden is. It's a very tiny place. No, not surprising. It's not marked on any maps. It's that away. We can see over here, and that is about the size of it. But anyway, so I'm going to turn right now. Behind me is College Field. You see College Field? And there, that wall, that is the wall beside which the wall game is played. Anyway, so I'm going into the King of Siam's garden. So what its connection to the King of Siam is, I'm not sure. I know there's a plaque about him right beside here, but did he pay for this place? I don't know. And so it's a sunken garden, not much of a garden. They never have many gorgeous flowers, or it's not resplendent with bushes or any sort of foliage like that. Just these two stumpy trees. That King of Siam set this up about 1938, so these things have obviously not grown very much in those decades unless they've been replaced. And here is this statue of what's his name? Jason, isn't that right? God, I'm terrible at my classical mythology. Holding the slain Gorgon's head, Medusa, you know, with the snakes. A woman so unutterably hideous that just one look of it could turn you to stone. And look, what's that? He got draped over his shoulder, some animal skin, and then his belt's got this fig leaf, as it were, rather generously proportioned. His gigantic broadsword, and look at his helmet, complete with wings, and a miniature lion head on it as it's on the crest. Down here, 1918. It must date from before the King of Siam's garden thing. Maybe the First World War memorial. Kairete Nenikek Amen. Sorry, my English is so terrible. DDTB Höhler. I don't know who Höhler is, rather Germanic surname, especially as it's something to do with the First World War, I would guess, considering the year that the First World War ended. Equa hour. Equa as in eques, night, aura as in gold, a knight of gold, as in a baronet, that kind of knight. Someone's playing Wakefield. And Nove Fundatores, it says there, new founders, as in those who donated money to the school in the last 20 years or so. The whole yon gate, I've never ever seen it open, says private, and up high the school coat of arms, the lilies of the Blessed Virgin Mary, the fleur de lis of France on that midnight blue background, and the lion passant of England. And that is the Provost's garden, and I've been into it once because he's able to go in the Provost's lodgings over in that corner there, going to that library, Martin's library, because to Henry Martin, as his bequest, he donated his library to the school. This corner here. Yeah, and that door was open. I was able to open that door and walk right across this garden, and there was a little sundial. It said, "Save time, make time, while time lasts. All times, no time, when time's past." It stayed with me. I read it, my goodness, 26 years ago. I've never forgotten it after a single reading. So that is the King of Siam's garden, and I'll just show you a teensy bit more, that plaque about the King of Siam himself. So sometimes football teams or whatever would come here to pose, but that means soccer if you're American, and they would pose with that statue of, is it Jason behind them? Is it Jason and his Argonauts, where they're trying to get the golden fleece? And that must be the golden fleece which is draped over his shoulder when he had to kill Medusa. She was so unutterably ugly, he obviously couldn't cast an eye on her, so could only look at her reflection in his shield to figure out where she was, and her head was smitten clean from her body with a single blow of his mighty sword. And this is this little plaque here. Okay, and presumably this is the coat of arms of the Tyrol family. The most munificent, most serene Prince Prajad Hipok, King of Siam, former pupil of Eton, new flourishing garden, something, and I don't know the rest, in the year 1929. So there we go. All right, even my faulty Latin can tell you that much. And so this is the really kind of the very historic part of the school. There's college, as in where the King's scholars live, and obviously the part of the same complex of buildings is the Provost lodging. The Provost is the live-in head of governors. It's Lord Waldegrave at the moment, a superannuated Conservative politician. The headmaster's house. Attached to it is College Hall, where the King's scholars dine. King's Scholars College, same thing. election hall where they have the sort of swearing in when they become, they're not actually elected, but they're elected as in they're chosen, not based on exam results. That door there, and the ground floor is the cloisters dead ahead, and that's sort of the administrative part of the school, the bursar, i.e. accountant, various officers, the headmaster's office are in there, and war memorials all around it. So that was the Eton List office in my day. It must have been a garden shed at one point. As you want to come here, not trying to be a King's Scholar, that's where you go. So you walk through these grounds, there's the Thames hard by, you probably can't make it out, but maybe 300 yards that way is the Thames. We're just north of the Thames, south of the Thames is Windsor. So it's in the afternoon and the sun is setting. Ooh, so that will tell you. The sun is setting that way, so maybe that way is west. The sun is setting over here, methinks. Is that right? Yeah. And that was the other way. So I hope it's absolutely clear where the King of Siam's garden is now in relation to everything else. So College Field is a sports field. Look at the net there for football, as in soccer. Play the field game, which is Eton's own unique version of football. And I don't think they ever play in other games like cricket on College Field, not so far as I'm aware. Sort of home pitch of College, as it were, and the various other playing fields around the school, but none of them are quite so obviously linked to one house, and that Eton's got 26 houses, if memory serves. They haven't added or subtracted any. That's enough from me. Thank you for following me, and please donate most liberally on PayPal or Patreon, things like that. Book online lessons with me in all sorts of humanities subjects. Toodaloo.